Ciarán, well done tonight. Another 3 points this season. How did you see that match?
Yeah, game at two halves. I think in the first half we probably were a little bit off them a little bit. We let them probably dictate the play, and something we said we didn't want to do. I think there might have been, as a collective group, we were probably a little bit cagey, but I think in the second half, we tidied it up at half time, and we told them we wanted to kind of really impose ourselves on. I think you could see that in the second half. Probably a little bit frustration at half time that we let a half get away from us, because that is kind of, we're trying to put it all together now. I think that's only our 7th league game as a group, so we're still, gelling and stuff like that, but I think you could see in the second half a real difference in intensity and tempo and imposing ourselves on the game. So thankfully, second half performance we're delighted with, and it was enough to win the game.
Were the players as frustrated as you were with that first half themselves?
Yeah, look, I think we were trying to problem solve in the flow out there. Do you know what I mean? We were kind of planning they would go with their usual back four. It was kind of a back five at times, and 3 definite centre halves. So we were kind of probably struggling a little bit on the press, but we tweaked it at half time, and I think it bore fruit for us. But I think there was probably just an element of probably trying to figure it out, and it shouldn't take a half, and we had enough probably players on the pitch to figure that out, and us in the technical area too, between a lot of us. But we knew kind of at half time, once we got in, if we corrected that and we upped our tempo, and I think that was probably the only little frustration, was that tempo was probably a little bit off. It was a little bit hesitant, but second half couldn't be proud of it. And look, to a man, the players coming on in that as well had a huge impact. So I think we looked a proper team in the second half.
Leo Gaxa missed a couple of games through suspension, but the Duck fans are starting to get a real look at what he's about now. A couple of great goals tonight. That first one had immense quality about it, because Paul Martin was a goalkeeper in form tonight for them.
Yeah, look, Leo's a very, very talented player, and one I was so happy to get into the club. I think he was frustrated himself maybe after the Kerry sending off in a couple of games, but he's worked very, very hard, and he set a standard for the younger lads in the group. He didn't, he actually said to me straight after it that I'm going to make up for that, and I'll repay everyone, because we obviously had to dig in for him for that last hour afterwards down there in Kerry. But I think you could see what he's done tonight. I think how, I know the supporters are big fans of him, but so are his teammates, and the staff were delighted with him, and he's going to be a huge player for us for many years to come.
Sean Keogh, what a couple of weeks he's had, away on international duty, and comes back and scores a goal of that quality.
Yeah, and look at again, Sean has all that ability, and it's probably something Ken has been saying to Sean over the while about, when he gets into those areas, sometimes we're back himself, sometimes he's flashing it across goal, or he's trying to pull back, but Sean's capable of that, and it's something that, in fairness to Ken and Sean, they've spoke about in length. And I think we were delighted with it. Himself and Vinny, as you know, coming back from international duty, to have such an impact on our squad straight away. They only got back on Wednesday, we only trained last night. I think huge for Sean, and fair play to Vinny and the Irish team as well for qualifying for the World Cup. It's a massive achievement, and we're proud of the two lads.
I remember standing here a few weeks ago talking to you about, the Duck were doing particularly well defensively, but not scoring many goals. You've 8 in 3 now, and it must be heartening and satisfying as well to score 3 tonight, but none of them coming from your out-and-out strikers.
Yeah, look, it's never down to 1 or 2 players to score goals. I think any of the good teams I was part of, even centre halves back in the day with players here were big for coming up with big goals, and I think we want to spread it around, and we could have had more there tonight, especially in the second half. But even in the first half, as frustrated as we were, we had a couple. I think Harry Groom had one that was pulled back, and Darryl as well, and there was a couple more that we were like, we could have still found the net a bit. So we're definitely getting that killer edge into our game, which is important. And even I think you could see with Bemmy coming on and Wardy coming on, and just to name a few, I think they look threatening, and we could have added a few more. Mo at the end as well gets a chance. So I think we're going to get a lot of hopeful goals from a lot of different players in different positions this year.
It's early season, but tonight still feels like a big night, opening up a 10-point gap to third position, and as it turns out, Cove Ramblers conceding a goal late on and losing 2-1, a 5-point gap to second.
Yeah, only 29 games to go.
I know, that's all. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I did preface it with early season.
Yeah. No, look at it's. We've had a good start. You know what I mean? It's one of them. Listen, we know the teams that are going to be up and around us. Of course, I haven't looked at any of the results yet, but we'll have a look at them when I go in. But look, we're probably looking after ourselves. I think that's 19 points from the first 21. It was going to be hard for anyone to match that off out the gate. So we're just delighted with our lot so far.
Thanks, Ciarán. Well done.
Thanks as always, lads.